about a,
Hey,
well, hello, Trisha. Just in time. Whoop whoop. Welcome. Riley, can I say welcome 172 times? Welcome. Mm. Ooh, that's good coffee. Good evening, Don, Stacy, Janet, Santa. Gary. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Todd, Kim, who waves? I see somebody out of the corner of my eye. Both of you. Okay, good. Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Karen, there she is. Okay, Karen's here. We can get going now. Give me that smile, Karen. There it is. All right. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Welcome to the call. This is RRR247 podcast episode 34. Yep, 34, Stace. Can you believe that? 34 weeks already since we started the podcast section part of this. It's mind boggling sometimes. Just flying by. What is it? Time flies fast when you're having fun. That's it. Hopefully, you're all having fun, as much fun as everybody else is. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to all the new people. I see a few new people in here already. That's good to see. Wonderful to see. And I'm going to let you guys know you're in for a treat. We got a lot of great stuff coming. It's the first Tuesday of the month. So, as promised, you're going to get a full introduction to your business partners and the co-founders of this whole system, Rory and Tanya Rickard. You're going to get to meet some good people. You're going to hear some great news from Trisha. You're going to hear some great news from Rory. You're going to hear great news from Tanya. You're going to hear a lot of good stuff tonight. So I want to, for all the new people, I want you to write this down, please. Never miss a Tuesday night call. You never know what the lineup is. You never know what the big announcement's going to be. You never know what new tool is going to be added for you to put into your system and start making more money or just get growing faster, expanding into a new country, promoting the newest thing that we have to help you build. You never know what Roy and Tanya have in store for you, so never miss a Tuesday night call. Boom. And what else, Angie? We love hearing from all the brand new people, right? We love seeing all the new family members, team members. Now, I know last week we cut it a little short because we ran out of time. We were running late. So a lot of people didn't get a chance to say hello last week. This week, we're going to give you a chance. If it's your first Tuesday night call or your second Tuesday night call, because you didn't get a chance last week, go ahead and hit that microphone, unmute, say hello. Also, let us know what state you're calling in from. We love hearing that too, seeing all the different, the growth all over the country and internationally. And welcome to the call. So go ahead, click on the microphone in the lower left-hand corner and let us know where you're calling in from. Hang on, I got the wrong button hit. Now you can do that. You must have hit that button at the same time. Yeah. There you go. Now you can unmute. Click on the unmute button. Say hello. Let us know what state you're calling in from, and welcome to the call. Don't be shy. And I know it's a little early for most new people, right? 11, what are we at? 8:47. Yes. Well, hello, Melissa Estervig. I don't get to see you on the front page so often. Fantastic. Welcome. Not welcome, but good to see you. Nola on the front page, Kim Bitterman on the front page. Look at that. Virginia Hoffman on the front page. You guys must have came in quick, right? Get here early, get on the front page. I think that's how it works. Get here early and have your camera on and get on the front page. Camera's not on, you're not getting on the front page, right, guys? There we go. Look at that. Robert Kowalczyk, it is so good to see you, my friend. I hope we're going to be talking really, really soon, right? Yes, yes, yes. Fantastic. All right. Man, there's a whole lot of good news and good things happening tonight. Look at that. All right, welcome everybody. I see a lot. We'll let this batch in here before I say that again.
How do I?
Dan, you're unmuted. Fantastic. Where are you calling in from, Dan?
I'm over in Gainesville, Florida.
Gainesville, Florida.
Yep.
Oh, Gators. Fantastic.
Oh, Dan.
Hello, hello.
Welcome to the call. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the family. Glad you made it.
I'm
Who else
trying
is
to figure
new
out.
out there? Fantastic. All right, all right, all right. Dan has been cranking out his PBS pages. All right. Rory, you know you can unmute, right? Good job, Dan. It's fun, isn't it? After the first two or three, it just becomes fun, doesn't it? You start cranking them out even faster and faster. I love it. All right, welcome everybody to the RRR247 podcast, episode 34. Yes, 34. That means there's 33 other podcasts over there on the YouTube channel that you can go back and catch up on everything that we've done, everything Roy and Tandy have talked about for the last 33 weeks, and some. There's a lot more after. Thursday night calls are still on there, right? Some Saturday stuff is still on there. There's a lot of great training over on that on the RRR247 YouTube channel. But this is the podcast, so welcome everybody to, like I said, RRR247 podcast, episode 34. There's going to be a lot of great things shared with you tonight, but it's the first Tuesday of the month, and as I've been promising for the last 3 or 4 weeks, you're going to get to meet both of our co-founders tonight, which is exciting. I'm going to introduce them, tell their story before I do so, because I really want you guys to know who you're getting in business with. I really want you to know our co-founders, which are your business partners now, right? I think it's a good thing to know as much as you can about the people that you're getting in business with. But we also love hearing from all the brand new people as well. Every week there's another batch of new people coming in. And last week we cut that time short for new people to unmute to say hello. So if it's your first Tuesday night or your second Tuesday night, because you didn't get a chance last week, click on the microphone like Dan just did, or hit the space bar on your keyboard. Say hello. Don't forget to tell us what state you're calling in from, and welcome to the call. All right, are you shy or did we hit the button again? Let me double check. Yeah, that's good. Dan unmuted. Nobody hit it since then. All right. It's only 9 minutes till. Wow, we are really early tonight, aren't we? I just realized that. Yeah, it's really early. Good deal. So we got in here nice and early, way before the pesky little otters came in. Good deal. Dina, are you there? Yep, you're there to help with the. Yep. I see you now. Good deal. Gosh, I feel like I just got back from vacation, although it was a working vacation, right? Wednesday morning I left. I got to spend some time with my son. It's been great. Had a lot of fun. Had a lot of teaching moments and father-son bonding moments, and had a really good time. All right, so there's another batch of people coming in. But as soon as I give them a couple seconds to get their microphones working, and I get to say welcome to the RRR247 podcast, episode 34. Write that down. We are on podcast episode 34. And again, that means there's 33 other ones over on the YouTube channel that you can go back on and listen to and get up to speed with everything that's been happening. Plus, there's a lot more training on there, too. You want to go over there. Follow the RRR247.com/RRR training for your PBS. Do not deviate from it. But there's a lot of extra training over there on the RRR247 YouTube channel as well, especially all the Tuesday night calls where all the big announcements are happening, right? And there's been some good ones lately, really good ones. All right, welcome. Triple R 247 podcast 34. Write it down, 34. So you know where we're at. First Tuesday of the month, and we're on episode 34. So all the big announcements are going to happen on Tuesday nights, guys. Don't miss a Tuesday night call. Anytime Rory and Tanya are going to add something to the system to help you build, to help you make more money, to get another friction point out of your way to make it better for you, to help you expand into another country, to help you understand another product better, or just add another product to the system that's going to help you do all that. A product, a service, a tool, an idea that's big, anything big that's going to help you build. All those kind of announcements always happen on Tuesday nights, right? Never any other night of the week. Tuesday nights. That's why you never want to miss Tuesday night. Plus, we get to meet all the brand new people. That's equally as fun to see all the new names, new faces, new states being represented. Absolutely fun. So if you're brand new, whoever got you here, they would love to know you made it on. Rory and Tanya are listening right now. You get to announce yourself, say your name out loud, the state you're in. Who knows? They might be in your state next week. They love to travel. They're all over the place, right? So click on the little microphone if you're new this week or even last week and didn't get a chance to. Say hello. Don't forget to say what state you're calling in from and welcome to the call. Crickets.
I know.
Hey.
There we
Okay,
go.
sorry.
How you doing? Go ahead.
Hey, I'm from Minnesota, and Wanda got me in here.
And what's your first name?
Vicus.
William?
Vicus.
Richard? Gotcha.
Vicus.
Fantastic. Welcome to the call.
Yeah. Okay.
I see W. Combrink on your name there. So I
Yep.
couldn't figure it out. And my speaker's out. Go
It's a
ahead.
tricky one.
It's a tricky one. It can't be as worse as growing up with mine. I got my first name and my last name. It was fun in high school, right? Yeah, welcome to the call. Well, I'm glad you're here. Glad you made it, and welcome to the team. Let's hit that button over there, let the rest of those people in. Yes. All right, welcome everybody to Triple R247 podcast, episode 34. Getting close on time. We got 5 minutes left. Wow, we are real early. Vicus. Somebody just wrote that in chat. Vicus. Fantastic. All right, I heard it that. Well, I didn't hear it, but I read it that time. Didn't need my speaker for that. My speaker, I don't know what was going on my speaker. I'm gonna have to look into that. The next person that says something, I'll see if it's just intermittent or something's going on over there. All right, welcome everybody. Triple R247 podcast, episode 34. A lot of great things are happening. All the big announcements are going to happen on Tuesday nights as well. So don't miss any. You never want to miss one. We love hearing from all the new people like Dickus, and I forgot who had a chance to say hello already. A couple of other people. Connie from Arizona. Hi, everybody. So we got Connie from Arizona. We have one more new person, just can't unmute. Hopefully that's not a problem for everybody. A couple of us unmuted, so hopefully everybody can unmute. But if you can say hi in chat, that's good too. Dina, you're going to watch the chat for me, right? I see that pop up, but I don't always get to see them pop up.
Okay.
All right, welcome again to the Triple R 247 podcast, episode 34. A lot of great things, a lot of big things. There's Rory talking to the chat. Catch that for me in case it's important. Let me go look. Nope, it wasn't Rory. It was Barbara Ryan. Rory said, okay, gotcha. Thanks, Barbara. Private to me. All right, thanks, guys. Welcome again to Triple R 247 podcast, episode 34. A lot of great things happened. A lot of big announcements going to happen today. If you're brand new and you didn't hear me say this a few minutes ago, I want you to write this down. Never miss a Tuesday night call. All the big announcements, everything that's important for you, your rate of success here, how quickly you get through things, get the friction points out of the way for you, all the big additions. Anytime Rory and Tanya are going to add a new product, a new service, a new idea, something to help you take the friction points away, grow faster, build faster, expand in other countries, whatever your goal is. Those things always happen on Tuesday nights, so you never want to miss a Tuesday night call. We also love hearing from all the brand new people. So if you're brand new, whoever got you here, they would love to know you made it on. Rory and Tanya are right there listening, so they would love to hear your name for the first time. Kylie, have we met? Would you love to say hello?
Hello, my name's Kylie. I'm from Washington State. And I can't remember exactly how I found this. I think it was on Instagram.
Fantastic. However you found it, right? And I seen that look on your face like, I want to say hello. How do I do it? So I'm glad I see. Thank you for that. All right, go ahead. Oh, that's Kathy Harold. Got you. I had to mute you, Kathy. Got some background noise there. Kylie, welcome. Glad you made it. Welcome to the team. Welcome to the family.
Thank you.
All right. Anybody else? And it got people still coming in. All right. And we have 2 minutes left. 2 minutes left. So if you want to say hello, let the person that got you here know that you made it on.
Hey,
Announce
hello.
your-
Hello,
Go
this
ahead.
is George out of Arizona. Rebecca got me here.
Out of Arizona. Fantastic. Welcome. Glad you made it. Welcome to the team. We have like 3 Rebeccas. I should let them unmute and say, which Rebecca are you giving that credit to?
Hello, this is Glenford Bryan, and Robert Armstrong got me into the team.
Fantastic. Welcome. Glenford. Welcome to the team.
Thank you.
I'm going to hit that admit all button. There's like 12 people over there. Hopefully everything's okay with the buttons, or maybe I'm the only one seeing it. Is that possible? Can I see it before anybody else? Is that possible? Yeah, Zoom's doing some funny
I can-
stuff lately.
I
Got it.
see them. What's
Okay,
the
good.
time? though?
All right. So we got 1 minute left. Welcome everybody to the RRR247 podcast, episode 34. A lot of great things happening. You're going to hear some great things tonight. If you're brand new, welcome to the team. It's a great time to join because there really are a lot of great things happening. Tonight's our big night, and it's the first Tuesday of the month. I won't do this for the rest of the month, and I'll do it again on the first Tuesday of next month. But I'm going to give you a really good introduction of our co-founders, who they are, who you're getting in business with. So you could actually, after tonight, if anybody asked, who are the co-founders, who are you in business with, you're going to have a good idea who they are and how to talk about them. And you're going to have a good understanding of who they are and how to talk about what they do. We also love hearing from the brand new people. So last call, if you're brand new this week or last week, they get a chance, click on the little microphone in the lower left-hand corner or hit the space bar on your keyboard. That'll do it too. Unmute, say hello, and let us know what state you're calling in from, and welcome to the call. You'll see a lot of people coming in right now.
Ryan.
Go ahead, Ryan. How are you? Where are you calling in from?
I'm calling in from Ohio,
Ohio's in the house. Fantastic. Welcome. Glad you made it. What part of Ohio?
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati. Fantastic. I spent a few of my teenage years in Northwest Ohio. I loved it.
Okay,
Yep.
that's cool. Thank you.
Have a great night. Welcome to the team. Anybody else? All right, then I'm going to go ahead and hit some buttons so we can get going. I'm going to hit that one. Then I'm going to hit that one. And here we go. Again, welcome back. What's that say? This meeting will not be recorded to ensure recording in the future. I don't know what that is. Stacy's trying to tell me something, waving her hands. Go ahead, Stace.
That's an AI. Kick it out.
Kick it out. Kick it out, Dina. Thank you very much. All right, welcome everybody to the RRR247 podcast, episode 34. My name is Niall Eddy. I'm calling in from Central Florida. I actually have lived all up and down the Eastern Seaboard, but Florida has always been my final destination point for when I'm ready to retire. So here I am. I've been in this industry for over 34 years now, folks. And I've worked with the Rickers for 30 of those 34 years. When I met them, I just knew that these are good people. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how far we're going to go. I had no idea the journey was going to be as good as it was, but I just knew that I wanted to know these people for the rest of my life, right? When you meet good people, you just get that feeling. And, I want to know them, have them be a part of my life, me be a part of their life for the rest of my life. But what did happen was absolutely fantastic. So I'm when I started in the working world as a landscaper, working for one of my uncles that I upgraded and went to work for another uncle who was building additions and small apartments and stuff. Then I ended up going to work for my grandfather for a while, and then I went to work for my uncle who was building homes. And so my trade originally was a carpenter or a framer, I guess, whatever the title you want to give me, to build a whole home. But one day I had a very unfortunate accident and I hurt my back really bad while hanging a very big rafter. And I had a doctor tell me, if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to be sitting on the porch by the time you're 40 in a rocking chair, right? And I said, no, that doesn't sound like me at all. So I knew I had to change careers. And at 28, almost 29 years old, I went back to school with a wife and 3 kids, by the way. Went back to school as an adult to get my license to work on aircraft because that was a passion of mine, right? I wanted my A&P license and I was going to get my inspector license. I could work on my own aircraft before I take it up in the air and feel a whole lot safer about that. But it was while I was in school with 1 semester left to go that I found this industry. And I've seen this industry before, but it never really appealed to me. It didn't seem like a career to me. It seemed like weekend money, extra money, just a something to do on the side maybe. But this time something was different. Maybe because I was a student at the time and I, got better at paying attention. I don't know. But I just looked at the material in this box and everything seemed very different. And it was very different. And I thought I really need to look into this and investigate this. And when I did, I thought this was pretty good. And I think I can make, all I really wanted was to make an extra 500 or $1,000 a month to spoil my kids more on the weekend. Because when you go back to school, it ain't just tough on you; it's tough on the whole family. And I wasn't getting to see a lot of the kids either. So that was my original goal. I just wanted to make maybe an extra 1,000 a month, and I thought I could do it with this because of that construction background. I never got to see my kids. I don't know how many of you dads relate to that, but when you are working 18 hours a day and you're lucky if you get home to have dinner with the kids, you miss so much of them growing up, right? And when I went back to school, it was even harder because I was going to classes all day and then working in the evenings after school to keep money coming into the house so that I could finish school. I was hardly seeing my kids. And I just wanted extra money to help, spend on them on the weekends and spoil them a little bit more on the weekends. So I thought, that was a great idea. And I dove into it. When I dove into it, I made $1,000 really quick. Didn't take me the whole first month to do that. I hit it really quick. And I thought to myself, gee, if I can make $1,000, then I can do 2, right? And when I hit 2,000, I said, gee, if I can make 2,000, then I can do 3 or 4,000. And I kept setting my goals like that. And I worked really hard. And I finished school. I went to work at the airport for about 8 months. That's it. And I quit this to go home full time because my part-time business that I just wanted to make extra weekend money turned into be something a lot bigger. But that's around the same time that I met Rory as well. And we got on the phone. I wanted to advertise all over the country. And I was doing the Don Lepre path, right? The top 300 newspapers in the United States. And I wanted to advertise it all of them at the same time. And we were doing mail order, and I was buying labels and sticking them on the little books. You guys, some of you might have seen in the past, and I'm mailing them all over the country. But I wanted to do bulk, and everybody said, if you need a big voicemail, you need a good voicemail, you need to go talk to Rory Rickard. Okay, let me find out who this Rory guy is. So I call up, I ask for Rory, get Rory on the phone. I get this young guy. He's got a lot of energy. He's very excited. He's very friendly. He loves teaching the system that he put together. And we just hit it off over the telephone, but without even seeing him. We didn't have this kind of technology back then. And he hooked me up with the voicemail, and it took all the volume I could throw at it. It was perfect, but it did something very special too, guys. And I want you to pay attention to this. He showed me how, as I built a network of people around the country in my organization, my group, my business, 250,000 people and growing, right? I could put a message on that voicemail system to shoot it out to everybody at the same time. Mind-boggling. Today, it seems like nothing. We have all this technology at our fingertips, but that was in 1992. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have cell phones. I didn't even have a pager back then. We were able to do that kind of mass communication through Ma Bell, the phone company. And it was mind-boggling what we accomplished just with that, where I didn't have to train people one at a time and teach them how to train people one at a time. I could put a training message out to everybody all at the same time and grow at a rapid skill, all because of that techie brain that Roy Rickard possesses, right? And it was incredible what we accomplished with it. But in 93 or 94, that's when the internet came out and it started hitting everybody's desks. Everybody's bringing home computers, monitors about this big, if you remember, Took two people to carry it in the house. Looked like some of the old tube TV sets, right? And my first computer was a 286 on dial-up in the mountains, if that tells you anything. So when the internet did come out, though, that's when Rory really found his niche, right? He left the phone company, got online, became the first internet guru before we even knew what that word guru really meant, or internet guru anyway. He started a lead generation company. What did all of us entrepreneurs all over the world, not just this country anymore, globally, because we're on the internet, right? What did all of us need to build our businesses? We needed leads. We needed people to talk to. We needed people to present to. He started the lead generation company, and very quickly, because of his skill sets and him knowing how to do what he does, became the #1 lead generation company on the planet. And he really understands it all. And he still holds that title today. The only difference between then and now is he doesn't sell his leads anymore. He doesn't sell them to the public. He doesn't sell them to us. He doesn't sell them to anybody. Tanya and Rory found a way to give you those leads for free. They invest in you by giving you those leads, and you never have to pay for them. This is a company where you need leads, but you will never have to pay for them. How about that? There's nobody else out there doing that, right? No one can produce the quality or quantity of leads that Rory knows how to produce. Nobody. He'll keep that #1 title forever, I'm sure. Right? But what else did we need? We needed a website, right? We're online now. We needed some place to drive the traffic to with the information about the company or the product or the service, whatever we were all marketing. It was different companies he was helping out. So there was other companies out there doing it too. I remember one was getting about 1 in 50 people that came to the website, read the information, filled out the form at the end and said, yes, please give me a call. I'm interested in what you're offering. So the really good ones, so they're also very expensive, we're getting like 1 in 25, right? We thought that was pretty good. Roy decided he was going to just try his hand at building a website with the technology that he had in front of him that day. And honestly, the first thing I thought was, no, stick to lead generation. You're really good at that. Don't want to take your focus away from that, right? But he wanted to build a website. Okay, fantastic. He builds a website. He got 1 in 10. Much better than everybody else out there doing that. We thought he's a genius. There's probably nothing he can't do when it comes to technology. But it wasn't good enough for him. He tweaked it. He added some more technology. He did different things to the website, and he got that number down to 1 in 5. 1 in 5 people that went to the website fill out the form at the end and say, I want to be contacted. I want more information. I want to get involved with this. It's mind-boggling what he can do when he puts his mind to stuff, right? So from there, we grew and just spread all over the country and all over the world, actually, and helped a lot of other people start their business and grow incredibly well. I went from the dad who hardly ever got to see his kids to the dad who was making income that caused 2 things important to me: financial freedom, give my kids whatever their hearts desired, right? And time freedom. I got more time to spend with my kids. I built my business around my kids. Get them up in the morning, get them on the bus, work till they got home, spend a little bit of time with them, and then work for a few more hours before the nighttime. I was there. I was that dad. I went to every football practice, every volleyball practice. I went when the high school needed a bowling coach. I raised my hand, became the bowling coach. Why? Because I could. Because this industry and the teamwork that I have with the family I have with Roy and Tanya, I had that time freedom and financial freedom to make all those decisions. There's nothing out there like this that could give you that kind of freedom. A couple of years after meeting him, I got to fly out west and meet his wonderful wife and co-founder of this whole community, RRR247, Tanya Rickard. Listen, I walked in the door and I met this young lady, and I can say young because I'm 14 years older than her. I can say that with respect. I met this young lady, that was raising 7 children. 6 of them played football. I only had 1 playing football. I don't remember what a job that was. 1 of them in professional dance and running several other businesses that she's had for many years and helping Rory get this put together, helping train students and keep everything organized and on time. The most organized person I've ever met in my life, right? She's got a huge heart about this big, but she's a blueprint. So she gets it. The details are important to her, right? And staying on time is important to her. And obeying the rules and following directions and doing all those things are important to her. guess what? They started to become important to me by hanging around her. There's a couple times I called her up and said, Tanya, I just wish I had a couple more hours in the day so I could help a few more people. I don't feel like I'm getting enough done. And she said, well, let's break your day apart now. And we did. She took my whole day, tore it apart, like almost crumbled it up and threw it behind me and rebuilt it and rescheduled my entire day. And somehow she found 2 more hours in her for me to work. That's called unbelievable organizational skills. But beyond her talents, beyond her business approach to everything, beyond her ability to help people and schedule and be organized, she's a very kind soul that I call my sister. Rory's like a brother to me. She's like a sister to me. We're family. I know her kids. She knows my kids. Their kids. I'm sorry, their kids. They know my kids. And my wife, who's down here somewhere in the middle of my screen, is with me building this business, taking it around the world. And the four of us, she loves them as much as I do. That's the best thing I can say. But I'm having the time of my life taking their message, spreading it to the world with the partner that I enjoy doing that with. You guys get to meet both of these incredible people. When I seen them together the first time, and I seen how they complement each other's skill sets, I knew they were going to be a power couple in this industry on the planet, and that's exactly what happened. And I'm happy that day I made that decision that I want to know these people for the rest of my life. So, well, any further delay, and I hope you guys understand who you're getting in business with now. I want to bring on my sister, the co-founder of the RRR247 organization, the whole community. Miss Tanya Ricker, the microphone is yours, and I am honored to introduce you every Tuesday, the first Tuesday of every month.
Thank you, Niall. You guys, welcome. I have been behind the scenes lately, so I haven't been up front in live and on the chat here very often, but I'm back. You guys been dealing with some personal stuff on the side, but you guys, this is the great thing about what we have. It keeps going when you don't. Even when you can't keep going, that's what we have. That's what we build. That's what we grow here. The organization this was a dream for my husband, and you guys, his lead business and everything that he did there was amazing, and he was doing just fine. And then he decided to come on over here and start something to help others who didn't have the marketing money, didn't have the mindset to make a business for themselves. And he decided to do that. And at first, I'm going to tell you, I thought he was a little cuckoo cuckoo. And then I realized that he just really wanted to help and love others. That's truly what it is. And Niall said he gets to spread our message, but it's really not our message. It's really the one above's message, because we're helping others. We're paying it forward. And that's really what the message is all about here. And yes, we're teaching you how to get out of your own way. And most of the time, that's the biggest issue you're going to face, is how to get out of your own way and how to get going here. How to be a part of the team and the family that we have here, how to jump in and get going. And as a good leader, Rory's always looking for the different things behind the scenes. As a leader, I know from the leadership myself, you have to always be on the lookout for the shifting momentum of things and how things are going. So things have been shifting lately. Things are growing. We're going through as well, growing pains, but we're still here. We're still continuing, and we're still growing strong. And so, we get to do this because you guys also want to help and pay it forward. And we're grateful that you guys want to do that as well. So what we have tonight is the first Tuesday of the month, and I get to announce any monthly recognition for those who are new and upcoming and joining our ranks of instructors and getting it moving and grooving here, you guys. And I get really excited because it's such an opportunity to see you guys grow and trust yourselves. And really, that's what it's about. It's about trusting yourself, but also it's about trusting your instructor, your leadership, and moving forward. And you guys, nothing is going to get you there if you don't take the steps and take the path to get there. So I'm gonna announce some names here and their leaders as well, because they wouldn't be here without them. And I fully 100% agree with that. So if you guys don't know, within RRR, we have a couple of different rankings here. We have an instructor in training, then we have an instructor. Then after that, when you get 10 students, you become a CSI, which is a certified system instructor. And then the next rank above that is GSI, which is a global system instructor. And then you have a PSI, which is a platinum system instructor, and then our MSI, which is a master system instructor. And that is our top leadership, is the MSI. So by the time you get to GSI, you should have a pretty good grasp on how to continue to go, how to help your team grow, and how to move forward with success. So with that being said, we have how many new? 4 new GSIs to announce. And you guys, this is amazing because we don't usually get this many at once, but there have been a lot of people just working behind the scenes to grow and to continue and push forward. So with that being said, we're just going to go for it. We have under MSI Frances Bibbs. She has a new GSI and it's Marty Lindblad. So Marty, welcome to the GSIs. We'll be adding you to the chat soon here. So welcome. Under MSI Candace Gunstream, we have a new GSI, which is Melissa Estervig. So Melissa, welcome to the GSIs. We have under Kathleen Metzler, MSI Kathleen Metzler, we have Sheila James. Welcome to the GSIs, Sheila. We're happy to have you. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And our last GSI announcement for tonight is under MSI Angie Bond, and she has Kathy Harold. Kathy, welcome to the GSIs. You guys, I just want to stop for just a second before I announce anything else because that is amazing. I want you guys to understand that's a lot of growth. That's at least 50 students. That's moving forward and pushing forward with success. And then from then on, so your MSI, your leadership can announce you up to, they can approve you up to GSI, but after that, baby, you're mine. I get to approve you. So I get to approve you for the next few steps. So if you're interested in working on a path, I'm happy to help you guys with goals to move forward, all you GSIs. We're going to start having a GSI PSI call once a month again. So look forward to that. Okay, so next on it, we have some CSIs, some new CSIs. Two CSIs today. And I'm excited to announce them as well. So I'm going to say the instructor for this one is Hortense Small. Hortense, you're just amazing. You've been here for a while, and I've just seen you grow and move it. You've just been amazing. And she is under MSI Donna Walker-Meyer, and we love Donna. Donna's one of our first MSIs here. Her and Shane. I'm not sure which one's first, but one of them. And yeah, welcome. So we're really excited. We always love to see their team grow. So Wendy Johnson, welcome to the CSIs. We're happy to have you. So yay. And then we have one more, and it is under Rory himself. So I mean, should I call him an MSI? Maybe. But MSI Rory, he has a new Wanda Polintz. Did I say it right? I think Wanda Polintz. I hope I said your name right, Wanda. Welcome to the CSI. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We're happy to have you. And then we wanted to do a couple of MSI, a couple of other announcements because we'd love to announce achievements here as well. And that would be under. We have 2 under Andy Perryman, and so the instructors, Andy Perryman is our MSI, and the instructor is Darlene Stevens, and we have Mary Sullivan. She got her first PBS student, so welcome. Congratulations, you're on your path to becoming a CSI. Excited for you. And then we have another one here, William Brooks. He was under Gina Costello and Andy Perryman, and he just got Google AdSense, and that is fantastic. That is a huge achievement. So welcome and congratulations, William. We're happy for you. And then the final one we're going to announce tonight is under MSI Niall Eddy, and it is for her first PBS, and it's Anita Felton. So congratulations, Anita. You're again on your way to a CSI. So you've got a couple more to go and you'll be there. So congratulations to all of you guys and all your hard work, and you're pushing forward. Just remember to believe in yourselves and keep going, you guys. Make sure you have a goal and a path and a vision. If you don't, I'll help you. I got you. I'll help you for sure. So anyway, with that being said, we have a couple of announcements, and I'm going to bring on my husband so he can do the announcement with us. You guys, Rory, I love to see your face on here. Are you around? Maybe.
Well, I'm here.
Hey, so we have a really fun announcement, you guys. And so I wanted Rory to come on too, because we normally do a live event once a year, at least, sometimes 2 times a year. But lately it's been once a year. And the last couple of years, things have happened, things have been a little crazy within the US here. We love y'all. Yeah, so we haven't been able to have an event. It's just things just haven't worked out. But we have an event next month coming up. So it's really exciting. We have a page that has where you can go get the ticket. And it has the schedule on there and everything as well. So it's, you guys, if you can at all make it, if you're new here, if you've never been to one of our events, you guys, it's a great opportunity to connect with people and to grow. And I always say they're so important to be there, you guys, because this is I call it, I'm old school, so I call it the water cooler time. You know, when you go fill up your jug and sit and chat for a few minutes with everybody, that's your belly to belly time with each other to connect and grow. And it's really is important. And you will see your energy improve and your team grow just from going to these. They're just very important. So Rory, you're going to put up the link there so you guys can see. We have do we have enough rooms still at the hotel? Are we almost sold out? I thought we were almost sold out.
We're getting close on the block. So if anybody runs into a problem, let us know. We're getting close to the block being filled because it's holiday time here, right? People come out for this time because we're 5 minutes from Disney. So if you haven't got your room yet, you probably should get on that. I know we filled the block that we needed to, and then we're into overflow, so we're taking more rooms, which is great. When I checked it today, there was still some availability. They added some more to it, so I don't know how many more they added to it. But if you run into a problem, let your MSI know. I know there's some more available if we ask for them, but we're getting to our time limit where it's not going to be available. That's why we said get your rooms fast. Get those booked, because that's the one thing that becomes an issue. And Tanya and I will be going to that property Thursday, so we'll probably post something and share it in the chats and everything, and on the anchor support on Facebook. Which hopefully you guys are all members up. Someone ought to put that link down there. Here, I'll grab it.
You guys, if you are looking for a roommate, so they are allowing you to share the
Thanks.
room. I think they're allowing 4 to a room. So that the room does include breakfast, but I think it's just is it for 2 people or 1 person, the breakfast, Rory?
Okay, so we did it. It's one breakfast per room included in the meal, or included in the rate, because we got a really low rate.
Yeah.
But you can get an additional one for $12, and I think that they might let you get 3 or 4, up to 4, because we worked it out. We could put 4 in a room.
Yeah. So you can add on, I think it's just it's a few dollars there to get the breakfast. You guys, we're trying to make it as cost effective for you guys because we really want everyone to come. So we have that. And then the ticket for the event itself, that is, you guys have to have a ticket to come because it does pay for the dinner. There's a dinner that on the one night. So that is what it's for. And we need you to get it as soon as you can so we can let the hotel know and start making arrangements as well. So anyway, we're just excited, guys. We're excited to see you, spend time with you guys and share the love.
Guys, these are the shirts like I'm talking about, like a fancy shirt. I won't be wearing this one there, I don't think. But I wear an example, right? Some cool designs. Just to put that out there if you haven't seen them already.
Yeah. But I think that's all the announcements though, right? And am I missing anything?
I think that's it. Oh, you guys, just keep doing what we're doing. All right, we have a guest to bring on. I got 2 more guests to bring on. Okay, guys, pen and paper. You're gonna need it for the next little bit because I need you guys to understand something. First, let's bring Trisha on. All right, and you guys, I'm getting new lighting.
There you go. Thank you.
I was looking a little white. I'm good now. Was it that?
Yeah.
Okay. Hello, Trish.
Hello, everyone.
So she's been on a full day of meetings here. So status is the same as far as I know. We could use a gazillion people in the queue because we got a lot of demand.
You and I had a growth strategy, and we're like 5 times what we thought we would be at right now for demand. So we thought it would take us longer to really, as a new company, to really gain credibility within the industry. But I am not exaggerating when I say that we have advertisers reaching out to us. I mean, today we had 6 more just reach out to us. So we're also getting some big players. Like we just today contracted with somebody who owns an affiliate marketing network traffic company. So he provides traffic to advertisers. He owns one of the biggest ones. he reached out to us and he wants to refer all of his advertisers to us. So I'm just kind of trying to hold them back a bit, but the demand is probably 10 times what we planned it would be as of today.
I'll break it down for everybody. Everybody needs to see the IBO program. If they can do it, get them in. Like you guys, for a long time before, we said get the queue, and we used to have we had like a pending, kind of a pecking order, if you will, where active instructors are first, VIPs, and then standard. We don't right now. We can take everybody. Okay, and I opened it up last time, and we're going to the 15th, so we'll discuss it next week for friends and family because we can help more than just our current students that are ready. So typically this is just to boost the students up. Now we're allowing some friends and family, and I say it's mainly like we can go to cousins. I've agreed to that. Cousins, I kept saying, I guess I was just raised that my cousins were my immediate family because that's how I was raised as a kid. But I think it's just because we live close. I don't know. But cousins are fine. And you guys, and if you have a grandchild that's of age, I've said okay to that too. That's still immediate family to me. I consider my grandkids my immediate family. So somehow I think they get above our kids somehow in our hierarchy here. So that's how I look at it.
And Rory, just two things, if I could, really quick. So the instructions on how to enroll in Experian Boost, I have written those up step by step, and hopefully that's getting distributed out. But there are so many people who said, Trisha, my credit score isn't 650. And I'm like, well, let's try Boost. And I'm going to say that 80% of the people that we did that, it increased their credit score significantly, that they did qualify for the program. And then we also have the flyer for this promo that we're doing for the month of October. So if you need any of those documents, just reach out. I want to make sure that everybody knows how to enroll in Experian Boost. It doesn't just help you for the IBO program. It helps you for everything to increase your credit score, including Evolve and future financing.
And you guys, Trisha, she'll be showing up in a lot of the study halls, so she can answer some, more close questions to get things going. And I'm gonna put this challenge out. We need to queue up like 150 people because we have it. We've never had this big of an issue, and it's a positive issue for this as a demand. And you guys, by us filling it, means even more opportunity down the road for everybody else. So I know we're reaching out to a lot of students that haven't done this yet. We're going to continue to do that. But you guys, $750 a month changes everybody's landscape. We know it, right? $200 changes the landscape, but to be doing this business and having, bridge money to help support you in everything you're doing, that's what this allows. Let's make sure everybody can do it. And if you can't because of a credit score, just work to get it built up. Trish will come on there and walk you guys through it. And it's one of those things, when it gets better, get in. Like if you got to build it up for a while, no problem. Because we've had people wait 3 years to get their credit fixed to do this. Not a problem. But if you can do it now, do it now. All right. So I'm going to put the link. It's in step 4, guys.
Right.
The other thing that's in step 4. Go ahead, Trish.
Sorry, I was going to add, I think another reason why we are being so well respected in the industry, I have about 18 years e-commerce experience. So I know a lot of advertisers. I know the network traffic providers. I'm a former corporate compliance officer in the corporate world, but we also have Jim. So to have Jim and I really running this program together, I think there's a lot of credibility with how we are doing it. And we have been able to perform. We've been able to supply high quality IBOs. And so it's really exploding on us. It's exploding far beyond what I thought it would this quick. We've only been doing this a few months.
Yeah, I'm going to put a little announcement here, guys. So we have Evolve coming up in 2 weekends. And another 2-day. So anybody that hasn't done the 2-day, I'm going to recommend you go to it. You're going to hear a lot about Evolve. I think it's the 18th and 19th.
Correct.
Okay, and this just got released today. There's a big show coming up on there, and so they told me I could discount it. You guys, they said we wouldn't be able to do this again. But I guess they said we could do it. I ran with it. I just went, okay. So This next one, it's $300 off on the same coupon. So RRR247. Okay. Now I had a great weekend on the stuff. I'll be reaching out. You guys, there are some awesome things we're adding to this. We're working on ways to help more and more people be able to get involved with it. I also want you guys to know this. If you can't do it, that's okay. Because you can't do it yet. That's a carrot. We're going to build up to it, right? We're going to build the wealth so you have a reason to do it. And we're going to be giving you some aspects that are unbelievable. We're working on some crazy things. That being said, let me bring on our partner that's helping with the crazy things. And another partner, we're going to cover taxation with this. Jim, Paul, did I get the right Paul in here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
I'm here as well.
You guys put your first names in. Oh, actually, Paul's good. I knew Paul's name. That was good. Welcome, Paul. Welcome. There we go. I'm going to put these guys on a panel. What do you think?
Sounds good.
I'm gonna bring up some stuff, and then you guys, I'm gonna take notes. What I'm gonna say on this, first of all, guys, Jim has been doing so much behind the scenes. We all should probably just give him a big round of applause in gratitude, because he never gets the limelight, but I gotta tell you, he's been working on some very awesome things to help more people get in the Evolve side. The reason Evolve came to us because Jim was there to represent what we do. This opportunity came to us because of Jim. Okay. We talked about it a long time ago, put this up together, but I just want you guys to know that. Okay. I also want you guys to know that he's got Paul here. Guys, I want you guys to pay attention to this. I had a little bit of confusion because of the name, but pay attention to this. I'm going to have you guys do notes. I'm just going to give you my little 2 cents and then they'll take over there. Okay. Here's my 2 cents. In business, you need a good banker, okay? And that's some of us need bankers, okay? If you don't have a good accountant, you're an idiot. You're an idiot, all right? And if you don't have a good tax plan, the more money you make, the more money you lose because you just don't know the laws. You guys, the tax code is it's like this thick. It's hard to keep up with it and how it maintains, so it's good to have an expert on that. You need someone that's smarter than you in the tax codes. Okay. We're talking about real estate transactions where the profits could be $500,000, $1 million. And if you got multiple properties being closed on, you could be making millions of dollars a year in this program. Okay. Now you're in a multimillionaire situation and taxes do work differently, folks. So there's protections and things that are be in there. So take copious notes. Okay. I'm going to take notes because I always learn something new. And you guys, Tanya and I listen to our tax advisors. We don't go against them. We listen to what they say to do, and it's been a blessing. But you got to have the right people. So pay attention to this. And Jim, I'll let you bring on Paul, and I'm going to actually bring you guys on here. Let me start this. Check this out. You guys are going to go immersive.
No, that's scary.
I like that. Okay.
Wow.
I just
Okay.
love that you're bigger head than I have. That's awesome.
Yeah, let me get back. How about that?
You're so big guy.
Well, I'm going to actually share a screen because I want to start out with a picture, and I hope this allows me to do that. Let me see.
And then you guys will still be on the bottom to talk. It's brilliant.
There we go. All right, I'm going to go to photos. I love pulling this picture up, and I hope everyone can see that. But it's one of my favorite castle pictures that I've come across, that I found. And the reason that I like this picture because I think it illustrates exactly what I try to convey when it comes to asset protection, when it comes to estate planning, when it comes to taxes, and everything that we do. I want you guys to take a castle like this and envision why this castle was built, how it was built, and what You see the multiple layers of protection of this castle. You see the moat, you see the high walls, and everything that you see is done to protect what's inside. It's to protect the family, it's to protect the art, the jewels, the money, the food, the everything inside. All of that is done to protect what's inside. And you want to kind of do the same thing with what you have and what you're building and what you're trying to build. You want to show the invading army that, first of all, if I come across this, I look at it and I think to myself, one, it's not worth my effort to try and get what's inside. First of all, I don't even know what they have. It may be an empty shell. And so you kind of want to do the same thing with asset protection, with estate planning. And why it matters when you take this view is the two biggest killers of wealth in this country, and Paul talks about this as well, but the two biggest killers of wealth are, one is taxes, and the second comes by way of litigation. And not just, litigation when you get a judgment against you, because that can be a heavy price. But even before you get to the stage of, having a judgment, you have all of these costs that you have to incur to defend yourself when it comes to any sort of litigation. And I've shared this with you guys before, but it was a situation that I dealt with when I was working at an insurance defense law firm. And one of our insureds was being sued by an individual because that individual had tripped over a child's toy that was left out on their property and tore their ACL. And so they filed suit against the homeowner, our insured. And, you could look at that case. You could look at the complaint. You just had it, served on you by a process server. Maybe the sheriff came to your door, handed you the papers, had you sign for it, and said, you've been served. You now have 20 days to file an answer. If you don't answer, guess what? The court comes in and says, all right, they obviously they're guilty or they're liable. They didn't respond. So judgment in the favor of the plaintiff. Even if everything that they said in that complaint was garbage, if you don't respond, you're going to be on the hook. And this case was one where that individual was not invited over. The individual and the homeowner, they didn't know each other. The injury actually took place in the backyard. The backyard was fenced in. The injury itself took place, between the hours of 2 and 3 in the morning. The injured party was running from a car with red and blue lights on it. So you see what happened? The individual is running from the cops, hops the back fence. It's midnight. It's 2 in the morning. It's dark. They don't see the tricycle left out, trip over it, tear their ACL, and decide to sue the homeowner. Okay. So now I'll go back to just getting rid of this picture. But, they sue the homeowner. And again, if that homeowner doesn't respond, they're going to be liable for everything that individual decides to put in that complaint. So you're going to have costs that come by that way. So when you start to set yourself up, you want to make sure that, one, you're invisible. And we call that security by obscurity. And you do that by setting up and working out of entities, out of LLCs, working out of, S Corps and C Corps. And each one of them have their own pros, but they also come with their cons, right? Some have better benefits than the others, and mostly by way of tax. And Paul will get into a little bit of that in a minute, but I just want to hit, let me see if I can go to the whiteboard real quick and kind of give you like the basic structure of how we set these things up. And we love Wyoming LLCs. And I don't know why it is not, there we go, whiteboard. And the reason we love Wyoming LLCs is because when you set up a Wyoming LLC, your name, when done correctly, is not found on the public website. It's not found on the public registry. When you file in Wyoming, you could do this in Nevada. You could do it in Delaware. We just happen to like Wyoming because it's cheaper. But what the name that is found on the public record when you go to the Secretary of State's website is the registered agent. The registered agent is a company that we use. And yeah, I just saw Trish in there in the chat. We use those for the IBOs as well. Same reason, because we don't want people to know who you are. Security by obscurity. We want to hide behind those walls that are there. Okay. So when we set up a Wyoming LLC, we set it up as what is this? We'll set up this holding company. And when we put down the name of the member or the managing member of this LLC, this is hidden from public view. So you say, well, wait a second. I live in California. I live in Florida. I operate my business in Florida. Well, that's fine. That's where we will set up a Florida LLC. And you're like, well, Florida requires that the members be listed on the Secretary of State's website. Yeah, that's correct. Well, the member of this Florida LLC, the member or the managing member happens to be Wyoming LLC. That's the member of that Florida LLC. So when they go to the Secretary of State's website and they look to see, all right, who owns this Florida LLC? What they come up with is Wyoming LLC. When you're like, well, I don't want the business name. I want the individual. Who's the individual that owns it? So then they'll go back to the Wyoming Secretary of State's website, and this is hidden. They don't see your name. Now, there's ways to do it. You've got to click on the box. You've got to make sure that this is the name and the address that you use for the public website. It's the registered agent. Now, if your name is John Smith, John and Jan Smith, do not name your LLC the John and Jan Smith LLC. If you do, I'm almost 99% sure I know who the owners of that LLC are. So you just kind of ruined the whole idea of setting up Wyoming as the holding company, right? Using the Wyoming as the managing member or the member of that LLC. Now, there's ways to set this up tax-wise. There's ways to do what we do. We had a presentation a while ago where we talked about, when you set up you buy your home, oftentimes your home is in your own name, right? Well, you can still put your home inside a land trust. You put it inside that land trust and it does the same thing. You set up the grantor, which is you. You set up the trustee, and what you'll name as the trustee will set up as a Wyoming LLC. And then the beneficiary will name as you if it's your own home. If they're rentals that you bought in your own name, maybe you did this before any asset protection seminars or courses or learning. If that were the case, if this were rentals, if that were a rental, the beneficiary you would want to set up as another Wyoming LLC. Would be separate and distinct from this one, the trustee. But that way, your own home that you own, your resident, they don't know who owns that because it's held in a trust. Okay. Now, again, reasons that you or risks that you run into by not setting up your asset protection plan, not setting up the entities, is that personal liability is on you, tax wise, and business liabilities. If you're not set up in a business, personal liabilities will affect your. What is going on here? So if you have a business, you want to build that wall between your personal. So by doing so, you want to set up an LLC or an S Corp or set up a C Corp. That way you build that protection, and any business liabilities can't get to your personal assets. And by the same token, any personal liabilities won't make it back to your business assets. So there's ways to structure it, and I'll do a better form that I'll get to Rory. I've got a kind of a PowerPoint that I will send to Rory, and he'll have available on his site for you guys, where we walk through this, we talk through this. But if you want to see the cost of not having an estate plan, Google Prince and what happened to Prince and Prince's fortune when he passed away without a will. Okay, just take a look at that. Go through that. It hits probate. Probate is expensive, right? You want to avoid probate. You want to minimize taxes. And most of all, you want to avoid any family disputes. Because that's the last thing you want when you pass away, is to cause family, well, maybe some families you want to cause some issues, but mostly, you want to avoid that. But I'll just stop on that. And I think I've hit that enough, but I want to turn it to Paul so we can talk a little bit about taxes. And, again, like I said, two of the biggest killers of wealth in this country, taxes and litigation, and taxes is number one. So there's ways of setting things up and doing it right. And Paul, he can, talk to you a little bit about that. He's a former tax auditor. I don't know if that's good or bad, but he knows his stuff, and I'll leave it there and let him go from there.
Let's just say I'm a recovering tax auditor. How's that? That works for you. Yeah, I'm gonna jump into just a little PowerPoint really quick, just to be able to help us be able to walk through a couple things really quick. I know we don't have a lot of time, but I want to make sure that we go over just a couple things that are going to be important when it comes to your taxes and what you're doing and how you're doing things. One of the biggest thing is details matter. I can't tell you how much they matter. They matter. They matter. So as you're doing your business, as your business is going to grow, and as you're going to continue to have more opportunities to grow as you are doing these businesses, you've got to make sure that you're keeping detailed records. And the reason I say that is I just dealt with someone today who's going through an audit. They weren't a client before last week. They are now. They're being audited. And I tell you, because they didn't keep good details on their business, the IRS is really going after them of saying whether or not they're even a business. So a couple things really quick to be able to be a business. Now that I hit that, I just want to talk about just a couple things real quick with that. In order to be able to business, you have to have three main things, right? So this is the code that says you have to have a considerable amount of time being produced within the business. You have to be continuous with the business, and you have to have regular activity within that business. And your whole idea of what you're doing is try to earn a profit. If you can show those things, then the IRS is going to say, okay, you're a business. Otherwise, they're going to do like what they called with him. They call him an alter ego. His business is an alter ego. That's a great thing to have to hear them say to you. But we're backing some things out and redoing some stuff in order to be able to fix that for him. But those things are important because when it comes to expenses, they have to be ordinary and necessary for the business to be able to operate. Now that's a pretty broad definition that they use, but it's something that we use in order to be able to go forward with stuff. And your intent, just like in law, Intent is everything, right? That's what really matters. So here's a couple things to do really quick when you're actually doing your business to be able to help you be successful. Number one, know your income. Know exactly what income is coming in and what is actually the business income. It's going to help you a ton. Be clear about your expenses. Make sure you know that the more the details, the better. And then we always, always, always go back to who, what, where, why, and when it comes to an expense. Why are you doing what you're doing? Who did you do that for? Why? Where did it occur? Why did you do it? Right? Those things are going to be absolutely important. Next is going to be your company structure. And the reason I say this is because Jim had just mentioned this, but your company structure, depending on what our tax strategy is, becomes everything on how you're going to be able to do it. So that's why you want to make sure you're getting a good plan in place, a good tax plan in place of what am I trying to accomplish and how am I going to accomplish it. As Jim just mentioned, the real estate opportunity you guys are going to have, the amount of income that's available to you in that, it matters so much that you make sure you have the right entity, that you're using the right tax strategy. Otherwise, it becomes very, very costly to you for taxes. And then here's a couple things I normally talk about. We'll go through these quite quick. Business retirement plans. When you're a self-employed individual, when you're running your own business, there are huge benefits for an SEP, a self-employment plan for an IRA, and then also 401ks. 401ks are so powerful. I absolutely love them. And then making sure you have bookkeeping. The bookkeeping doesn't necessarily mean you have to have like a QuickBooks or a software program to be able to do that, but it does mean that you need to have a spreadsheet or some type of book that you're actually keeping the record of income and expenses and those details that we talked about: who, what, where, when, why. And then, of course, tax strategies. Let's talk about three types of income. This really matters too as you're going down the road. By the way, I just love this cartoon, right? If death and taxes are inevitable, how come we never hear about the death of taxes? It's true. So the first one we have what we call active or ordinary income. This is where 88% of all taxes collected come from. This is what you're doing for your day to day. And it's important that you understand that, because what you're doing your day to day, you're trying to establish, hey, I am a business. The next is going to be your investment income. This is your royalties, your interest, your dividends, your capital gains. And then the last is your passive income. And this is where you want to get to eventually. This is where I deal with a lot of people that are quite wealthy. This is where your rents and your businesses come from. And you technically have no material participation in these types of things, but it works quite well. Now, the businesses, let's just review them really quick. Sole proprietor, single member, LLC. It's what they call a disregarded entity. So those will go on your 1040. Really good for passing real estate to children, and because they get a step up in basis. The audit risk is higher technically with those, though. You got to keep that in mind. If you have multiple members, so you have more than just yourself that's going to own a business, that's a 1065. You do have to pay your self-employment tax on that. That's going to be 15.3% on top of your income tax. So there's reasons why we make sure that that's a good plan for you. Then you have your S corps. That's your 1120S. You are required to pay yourself a salary. So I know I'm flying through this. You guys are probably writing like mad, but I'll provide this information to Royce as well, so he'll be able to put that up for you. But you have to pay yourself a reasonable salary. Technically, they say that's 1/3 of your income up to a certain point. So you want to make sure that you're having a good understanding of what that means. So you'll pay yourself a W-2, but the rest of it, you don't have to pay the self-employment tax at 15.3%, which can save you a considerable amount of money throughout the years. And then the last is a C Corp. C Corps are fantastic with fringe benefits. They have a lot of power in the fact that it's only a 21% flat tax rate. So if you're starting to make a lot of money, they're great that way. But there is the double taxation that you always got to pay attention to and know what you're doing when it comes to that. And then just a quick deductions as you guys are looking to do more and more of your business. There's healthcare deduction as a self-employment individual. You want to make sure you're keeping track of those and know what you can deduct. Your IRA contributions, you are limited to $7,000, and that's between a Roth and a traditional IRA. You're limited to the 7,000 unless you're over 50, then it's 8. 401k contributions, these are very powerful. You're limited to 23,500 for your employee contribution, but the company can actually match that for you. And so that means that there's another 23,500. Or if you're over 50, it's 31,000. So over 50, you're talking $62,000 that you can move away from the tax completely, and that benefits you immensely. It's a great way to be able to wipe away income and to be able to help you to be able to maintain that wealth. The only thing is if you have employees in your business, you must offer the same thing to everybody. So important to have. And then an SEP plan, we kind of talked about that, self-employment plan. Those become critical. Good to know. Anyways, from there, I'll stop with that one for right now because there's so much more to go into, but it's going to help you be able to understand how important it is in what you're trying to accomplish and what you're trying to build by having a plan of what you're trying to do. That plan becomes everything later on in your business. There's so much to go over, and I know this is such a high level discussion that we're going through right now. But as you start doing things, as you start to protect yourself legally, which please do that, and as you start to protect yourself through taxes, having somebody in your corner that can help guide you through that, believe me, becomes absolutely critical for your success down the road. Right now, you're building your business. Right now, you're getting to a point where you're trying to help yourself to be able to be to a point. These become so critical that you want to talk to us all the time, but it starts now. The intent is everything. What's your intent? My intent is I want to grow my business. I want to make sure that I'm doing things right. Having that in place helps you in an IRS audit tremendously. And so those are the things I'd talk about right off the bat, unless there's any questions you want me to answer right off the bat.
I just want to bring up one situation and the importance of setting up an LLC and doing business out of a business entity. So a real life situation happened about a year and a half ago. An individual that I know, I set up an LLC for him. He was getting involved in buying up tax deeds and tax liens. He purchased the tax deed in Illinois, lived in Texas. He bought it under an LLC. And there's a piece of land. I don't remember the amount he paid. It was less than, I want to say it was less than 15 grand is what he paid for this. The land itself was probably worth 120,000. What he did, first thing that he did is he sent out a kind of like a flyer to the neighbors saying, hey, I wanted to offer this piece of land to you. If you wanted to kind of increase, your footprint right where you live, it's right next door to yours. Would you be interested? I can sell it to you at a cheap price. And that was his strategy going to the neighbors. Well, he got a call from the neighbor, and the neighbor actually said, I'm so glad that you called, you reached out. I wanted to let you know that we had a windstorm just recently blow through, and a tree on your property actually fell down and crashed into the garage on my piece of property. So I'm looking to have that liability transferred to you. And so if you look at that situation, if he hadn't have purchased that in a business and he did it himself, he would have been personally liable, and they could have come after him personally and gone after his assets because he was clearly, the law there, was it Indiana or Illinois, wherever it was, indicated that he would be liable for the damage. And so it would have come out of his pocket. They could have garnished his wages. They could have gone after, retirement accounts if they were available, just any type of assets that he had to go after and take care of the debt that he would have been liable for. But because he bought it in the LLC, he basically just said, look, that LLC doesn't have any assets. The only asset is in the property itself. You can have the property. Paid 15 grand for it. It's yours. It's kind of how he did it and dealt with it. So he was able to get rid of that liability that was created not of any fault of his own, but just by the chance that he owned a piece of property. So those are things that, you don't think are going to happen, but they do. And as you start to, go down this path, you start dealing with large developments, large multifamily deals. You're going to start to receive some heavy commissions, and you may start to get a bullseye on what you have. So you want to make sure, again, we go back to that picture, that you set up multiple layers of protection so that if someone wants to come after you, they're going to say it's not worth my effort, or I don't even know who to go after. I don't even know who owns that. Right. And again, comes back to that security by obscurity. You want to minimize your taxes. You want to minimize your footprint that's out there. And there's ways to do it. And everybody's situation is going to be different. Everybody's goals are going to be different. So, we'll want to look at that, and they're going to change year after year. Liabilities come and go. And what I mean by that is, kids come along, they start to drive. When they weren't a liability at age 15, they're now a liability at age 16, right? And they seem to stay on well past their 26th birthday. So you just want to take a look at your plan and kind of, go over it yearly, just reevaluate. So anyway, I know we're up at it. We've gone kind of 3 minutes over, but it's kind of what we have. I know we ran through it quickly, but I'll give it back to Rory. But again, I'll get my my PowerPoint so you guys have access to it. I know Paul will do the same, and then we can deal from there. If you guys have any questions, I don't know. Do you want to open it up for questions, Rory?
No, not this time, because
I
I want you guys so here's the thing. We have a lot of people here that aren't fully involved. They're watching this grow. We're going to continue to build it. But I know for a fact that lack of know-how, lack of knowledge is a reason a lot of people don't get successful. And even if you're not thinking I'm doing that program yet, if you don't know about the taxation of it, and again, I go back to this. If you're not raised in a business world, you don't understand the business world because it's not in your environment. Once you guys came to RRR247, we're going to just drop this stuff on you so you guys are ready for it. But now that we got people that are going to be making incredible money with this. And they need to be protected, because that's part of it. The hardest part about making $1 million is keeping $1 million. The hardest part is keeping it. The hardest part is not just having it blow away and you're like, what did I do all that work for? Fortunately, you guys, we live in an abundance area where we can do it again and again and again and again. But learning how to protect it, learning how to make it be a legacy decision, learning how to, hey, I'm now into a better area. Now I can protect my family and their assets so that at the time of my, hopefully long and lengthy demise, the kids go forward and it can pass for generations. It's all about planning and following the rule of the lands that allow you to do that. And that's something they just don't teach you in school. It's something you don't learn until you have a lot of money to play with. And I'll tell you this, the mistakes that people make to learn this along the way don't need to happen to everybody here. I can tell you from early experience in my life, I had someone sit me down and say, Roy, you better plan out better, because I bet you're paying way more in taxes than you should. And I'm glad that I listened to them, restructured things, and went forward with it. That's the environment we have here. Paul, thanks for coming on. I hear about you way too much. I love it. It's like, I always say that way too much. I heard about it, like, Paul's got that, Paul's got this. And I'm like, we got to get Paul on so people know who this guy is. So when he comes up in reference, they're like, oh yeah, he came on. But you guys, as we develop things, as we build things, we want to make sure we're protecting everybody and at least give you the knowledge so that you can get protected. And it's not as bad or as scary as everybody makes it out to be. It's usually just get the right people to explain it to you, get the stuff structured, and that's what we have. All right. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Jim. I will. I'll talk to you soon. You guys, it's time for the millionaire course. Did you put that out there, Niall, for the accountability?
I think I forgot what I was paying attention to Jim and Paul.
Totally fine. So let's put the accountability out. We'll give everybody a few minutes to log in. If you did the 100 and you're in for this time. If you got a PBS through Sunday, you're in for this time. We're gonna kick over to that in like 4 minutes. We'll do the accountability real quick.
There you go. I had it up. It's done and ready. I just forgot to paste it in the chat. Everybody got it?
All right. Thank you, Candy, for that. All right. We're gonna kick out of here. Wait 2 more minutes, and then we'll kick over to the millionaire course. I'm gonna say hi. Like I had guys, a lot of new students came in that I've been working with, and guys, we just gotta keep it. It's such a great time. Tim Bitterman, I love your background. Like I was gonna just say hi to you since you're on my screen. I saw you like 4 times. You popping up there. Karen Weatherford, you're always on here. I love that. Deborah Baugh. Oh wait. Deborah was smiling earlier. Yeah. There's my cousin Jenny Babb. Dell, good seeing you guys. Robert, actually, I'll see you guys in the next one. All right, let's kick over there. It's 10:09. I'm going to wait 1 minute, and then we'll exit out. Everybody's got the doc to your accountability. I'll tell you guys, there's some tweaks and twists to make things better. Leadership are testing it. So instructor call next week should be very fun, and I can't wait to train you guys on Saturday. We're going to need to do some massive posting here soon. All right, guys.